All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our first Wednesday night in June. This is typically a night where we do a 25-minute to 30-minute training, but tonight's going to be really a lot different. This is going to be a night where we will be doing about an hour together. It's going to be a class, so this is very different, very, very different. We're going to be doing a class on the new My Office Pro CRM. That's our contact relationship management tool that Arbon's just introduced to us. Now, for those of you that are listening in for the first time and hearing a little bit about CRM, I want you to know that it's optional. You do not have to have this system to be successful in Arbon. Many of us have done just fine without it, but we have had a system to keep track and to do our follow-up. So even though I didn't have a CRM over the last 14 and a half years of growing my business, I have had a system, a personal system where I was tracking and keeping track of my follow-ups, my contacts, my clients, all of that. So what the CRM is doing is giving you a simple way to have everything in one place. It's a system, and it's going to help you to manage every part of your business and to stay on top of all of those things. So tonight, this is a hands-on training, If you're just listening in on the call, you're not going to get as much from it. It might not even make sense because you're not able to see and do at the same time. So you really want to have your Zoom pulled up on your cell phone, and you want to have your computer in front of you, because the goal is for us to have hands-on going through the setup of the CRM. And by the end of our class time tonight, what will happen is we will have our CRM completely set up, and you're going to have a really clear understanding of how it works. And so I hope, guys, this is going to be a big relief for you guys, because I know for me, when it was first introduced, we heard about it in Maui. I put it off, procrastinate, because I was a little bit fearful of being a little overwhelmed with it. And I know some of you may be putting it off as well. And I want you to know there is no fear involved, and there's certainly no, you're not going to get overwhelmed with it. I reached out to one of my dear girlfriends in this business, ENVP Sonia Shields, and she shared with me a call that she did with her team where they did a hands-on, and that's what we're going to be learning from tonight. She was so gracious and so kind to share that with all of us. So for some of you, you're brand new to the business. You're brand new. Maybe you even signed up this past week. I just want to reiterate that this is not a typical Wednesday night training. This is a class, and we're doing a class on a new system that Arbon has rolled out for us to be able to manage our contacts, the CRM. So let me explain exactly a little bit in depth here what contact relationship management system is. What is the CRM? So basically, it's going to enable you as a consultant to interact and engage upon existing and prospects, clients, preferred clients, as well as even prospects for the business. It's also going to be an effective way for you to communicate and track activity that you're doing. It's designed that you can even reach out and find out what their last orders were and when those are due for reordering. That's what I'm really excited about, because probably the weakest link in my personal business is knowing when my clients are running out of their product. I don't do a very good job. I'm just being honest. I don't do a very good job with that follow-up. So this CRM is going to allow you to be consistent in your follow-up by alerting you. It alerts you. So what I've done with the CRM so far is after I got mine set up and I've started to work it, every Monday. Monday is my CRM day where I go through and it gives me my task that I need to do to follow up on orders and reorders and all of that. Super simple, and you're going to love that feature. So it's really going to be all about the fortune and the follow-up with a lot of the different parts of this system that it's going to allow you to do. But it's also going to help you to generate new prospects and reach out to old ones. And it's going to give you a communication history of the things that you've done with your different contacts and so forth. I want to say, if you're taking notes, there are additional training sources for the CRM, step-by-step, little small 5-minute trainings on the source. So if you don't get everything you need from tonight, go to the source and look up the different sections of the CRM that you want to learn a little bit more on, and do that. Just go and watch those trainings. In addition to that, guys, you can also go to crm.arbonne.com for any questions that you have. crm.arbonne.com, or you can email fielddevelopment@arbonne.com. fielddevelopment@arbonne.com. And I have actually emailed fielddevelopment@arbonne.com and set up appointments with them to where they've walked me through some different things. So know that they're going to do that with you as well. They want you to have a clear understanding. So as far as the cost is concerned with this type of a system, it's 2 full calendar months you get for free. So we have gotten May for free, and we've gotten June for free. And then the billing starts in July. So we really wanted you guys to see this and to jump into it and understand it in your free month, so you know whether or not you want to continue it. I will tell you that the cost for it is $199 for the whole year, or you can break it down into monthly, $20 to run a system like this. So again, tonight is the hope that you're going to see the simplicity behind the system, not be overwhelmed with it, and you're going to see how this might help your business. And here's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be pulling up Sonia Shields on the Zoom that she did, and we're going to watch her as she steps us through the complete setup. Again, you need to have your cell phone showing the Zoom, and you need to have your computer so you can be doing this step-by-step hands-on. Also have a pen and paper on hand so that you can write down any questions that seem a little fuzzy for you, because at the end of the night, at the end of our time, hopefully Sonia will be hopping on. She is in her national meeting right now, so she's going to try to hop on if she can at the end of this to help with questions, and then of course I can help with those too as much as I can. So I hope you guys got your night shirts on. I totally prepared for tonight, and I have my night shirt on, and I am ready to go to bed right after this. I think I even got my bed pulled back because I knew it was going to be a late night. So we're going to show up and hang out and camp out for a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this started. Go ahead and log into your account and click on the CRM as I pull up our video. So hang tight with me.
Record, and then we'll get going. Okay, now how many of you guys are so excited about the new CRM? Let me know in the chat if anybody has yet went and opened their CRM yet. You can raise your hand or whatever, it doesn't matter, but
Did anybody else's screen freeze up or just mine?
Yes, it did. Hold on just a second. I think it's the...
Mine's is frozen.
record, and then we'll get going. Okay, now how many of you guys are so excited about the new CRM? Let me know in the chat if anybody has yet went and opened their CRM yet. You can raise your hand or whatever, it doesn't matter, but I am so excited about this, and please do not look at my outfit and my hair. I actually did go to urgent care today just to make sure I didn't have pneumonia and stuff, but not yet. Okay, good. So this is going to give you a fresh look of what the CRM is, okay? So I'm just going to share my screen actually so that so I can actually show you exactly what it's, just make sure to let me know. Raise your hand, Shella, since you're on video and I can see you. You can see my screen. Okay. Okay, so here is where your My Office Pro will be. And you're just going to be clicking on this button, and this will take you to your CRM to set it up. And the reason I wanted to do this video is because I wanted to keep you guys away from being overwhelmed with this. It was so surprising to me at GTC how many MVPs had not even jumped into the CRM yet. And so because they were fearful of overwhelmingness and all this stuff, and this is why I wanted to jump in right away and show you that you didn't have to be overwhelmed with it, because there are for sure so many amazing things. Told you my internet's like that. There are so many things that you will be able to do within this CRM, but these are the things that I want you just to focus on now, okay? So, and excuse me, but please do not look at my overdue list of 81, okay? I have actually been keeping up on it, but I swear I've been sick for like 3 weeks trying to live through Vegas all at the same time. So when you first come to your CRM, this is what it's gonna look like. So what I love about that I wanna mention, and Guy was actually quite brilliant when he did this, so you'll see the tree, and you'll see that this tree will actually grow and bloom, okay? So that goes along with you setting up your CRM, to getting orders, to adding contacts, to signing people up. You notice I don't have any leads yet, so I have to get some more reorders and stuff like that. I do have signups and different stuff, but so you'll get to see this tree grow as you do things. So that's what I love. It's just such a visual, and actually to me it's very challenging. And I love it because it's very goal oriented to really want to make you do what you should be doing. So you'll see all these different tabs. So the ones that I work mostly with is my to-do list. You also have the contacts. You can sort there, or you can even sort here, okay? And you'll notice when we go through this that you will not have your team on here yet, okay? Reports are being worked on as well. But just know that your leads, preferred clients, and your clients will be the ones that you can go through right now. So we're going to go through settings first, because this is where you're going to go in and set up. I'm just going to look at the comments and make sure I don't. Okay, so if you don't have your, I do know when I seen something posted by Katie today, she said that it will be rolled out, not periodically, but not like just bam, it's on your dashboard, right? So you're going to be receiving it. It just might be a little bit. So just let me know if you don't receive it by tomorrow, because you should have it by tomorrow for sure, and stuff like that. But if it's not on your dashboard, just let me know. So when you go to CRM, what I love that I'll tell you, the home office has done so good in really listening to us and stuff. And one of the things that I wanted when we were doing the CRM is to have video. So when you're setting up your Office Pro, you actually can play this video, and it's going to tell you and explain to you exactly how to do these following things. Okay, so in settings right here underneath your profile, your website link and everything. So everything that you have in your profile online, you want to make sure is correct, because that's where you're going to change it. Okay, so that's where you're going to, so if you want to, if you don't have a phone number on there and you want a phone number on there, then make sure you go back to your dashboard into your profile there and change that information, okay? So that's what you'll see. So you'll notice that My Office, the profile, to make sure that you update your contact information there. You'll also see here that this is where you go and get your link for your pages. And I don't know if you've paid attention, but you will need a Facebook business page. And I will tell you, this is only needed because of Facebook requirements. It isn't an Arbonne requirement, and it doesn't mean you have to be active on it. It was just a requirement from Facebook, okay? And so this is where you'll go and get all your links, and you can hyperlink them. It's just so easy. You just copy and paste them right directly in here. And if you have a video, which some of you will have a video that you're going to be able to put in your signature this week once Joseph gets them to you. And this is where you'll be able to put that video in. So now you see my email signature. So you see all of these bugs. So I'm just going to go in here and show you. So when you go to edit your signature, you'll see here the ones that I've selected to put into my signature. This is supposed to be my face, but for some reason it's not there. It's probably my internet. So you'll see that you'll see which ones I have wanted my bugs highlighted. So once I get my video, then I'm going to click this and add that YouTube link to this. So you'll see that that's where you can do whatever you like. So if you just say, hey, I just want my Facebook personal page or my business page, whatever, which one, or all of them, just keep it simple too, and stuff like that. I really don't know why I have my Zoom link there, but I'm going to take that off while I'm in here. And so then I'm going to save the changes. And so now you'll see, I took the Zoom link off, it disappeared, right? So then when they get my emails, this is going to be my signature with my face, okay? So you can put your profile picture, whatever that is that you want on there. So you'll see that that is the settings part in the profile. What I love about the next ones in the settings is automation. And this is where you actually are going to get to determine, like, so when you add people to a journey, we'll go into a journey in a minute so you guys can understand it. I recommend to make sure that you add new, to click, add new home office leads and prospects to a getting to know you journey. The birthday reminders, the renewals, and only because what happens is they're going to actually remind you in your My To-Do list when it's those people's birthday, okay, or when it's their renewal. And then also it's going to prompt you to send a getting to know you journey or a getting to know you form to people that you've added to your Office Pro, okay? So just know that leads come from Arbonne. Okay, when we talk about leads and prospects. So leads comes from Arbonne. So anytime they go on Google, they go to the website, they either search your name or you get assigned to that person. And prospects are the ones that you're going to add to the system. Okay, so you can pick the duration of the days before their birthday in whatever you choose that to be. Notifications. This one's a funny one. This one has to be you of your choice. And that is if you want the CRM and the My Office Pro to actually email you and notify you of the things. Okay, so you've noticed I've done this because my thing is I need it over duty, right? Sometimes I don't always have time to log in. And then, so this is a way for me to get an email notification to make sure that I get that done. What's amazing is you can actually be doing this. There will one day be a My Office app, but I don't know the ETA on when you can go on the app on your phone, and this looks just as good as on the computer or anything as it does on your phone. So that's what's really exciting. So if you don't want to get bombarded by email notifications, then you probably wouldn't check this. But I always tell people, start with it. You can always come in here and change that if you say, oh, it's just way too much, okay? And then once we get to the settings, and I'll see, just make sure. So the notifications, right now there's not a specific time for those notifications. It'll go on, I don't know what times they actually have it come out by Arbonne, but these notifications, so just so you know, these notifications are just to remind you, okay? They're not actually doing the task for you. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you're aware of it. It is something that we've talked about in essence of some of the things we would really like to be kind of automated, right? To where it's like something that we just know when it's been sent out, blah, 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 and we just have to follow up. So that is something that they're trying to figure out. There's just legalities that they have to really figure out, especially in Canada, if we're allowed to even do that. Okay, so that's notifications. And when we go to contact management, this is something that the Google account to connect, but even if you're on all Mac products, right? You're all on Mac products. I'm Mac based. I still have a Google account for my Shields Nation email. You can still link it to your Google account, to your iCloud account or whatever it is, but you will need to have a Google account and with it all. And they have a video, and this was probably and I'll be honest with you guys, this was probably the most complicated part about the CRM, but I know that they worked due diligent on this because it was something that so many of us on the task force really pushed, that this part needed to be very, very simple. So you can actually, everything in Arbonne that you have in Arbonne is already automatically going to be added to your Office Pro. Okay, you're not going to have to enter anything. It's already going to be there. Is that not so exciting? At one point, I paid for FitFu, I think, just to say that I was pretending to follow up, but never did. But this is something that it is already there, because FitFu you always had, in any other one, if you used it, you had to always export it, right? From on every single thing. And this one, you don't have to export anything. It's already there. So the only thing that you might be exporting is if you have your files, your contacts, and something of your prospects or whatever. One thing I really want to stress though, is I tried to think, oh my gosh, it's all going to be electronic. So I'm going to move my whole list into the CRM, and that's where it's going to be, which is great. I did it, and I still do it, but I still have my journal, like we've talked about, of my leads, prospects, clients, and team, right? So just because I needed to have it in front of me sometimes where I can write and do things that way. So make sure you still keep your list written, but also use it in here. So that is basically the setup. So what do you guys think? It's not really that overwhelming, right? So it's really something that is so simple. We've tried to keep it so very simple and make it easy to do. Is there any other questions before we move on? Shala, I've seen that did I answer all your questions?
Yes. Now, don't laugh at me. I have a prospect who is not on Facebook. Swear to God. And I'm like, this would be
several that are.
Yeah, okay. I guess my question is, I don't want to freak her out by lack of better word. Yeah, we know it's social marketing, but I think she has her cell phone is like a Rolodex that would make, Donald Trump look like jealous because she has contacts everywhere. And I just don't want to freak her out that, that she'll need to be online and, if she's not, does not want to do that. Is there any suggestions or?
Here's my suggestion, because to me, social marketing does not necessarily mean social media.
Okay.
right? Social marketing to me is
friendly.
still, doesn't matter what it, right, it is just being social. So regardless if it's just by phone, social media, or anything, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm on social media, but I still don't do half my business on social media. So I think that is very real matter. Whether, it's, so I always explain to them, yes, it's social marketing, but you actually can determine what that social part looks like in your life, right? So whether it's that phone with the Rolodex or whatever it is, that's what that looks like. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay. Yeah, because the first time
so now we go.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, and I just want to make sure that we get through all of this too. So within an hour, and it's kind of tough. But we can also talk further about that too, Shala, at the end. Okay, so now we're going to go into my to-dos. And these are what I love because they also made them. So there's many views, okay? So if you're picky and you want a certain view. So this is the list view. There's who's next view. There's the activity view and the recent activity. So you'll see there's a whole bunch of so there's these three different ways of things. So you'll see that I have, you can look at it this way, right? Or you can look at the activity view. I will tell you my favorite is still the list view. So when I look at the list view, this is what I love most. So you'll see that I have all of this right here. And they'll see, I'm just going to show you an example. So you see Heather Shaw right here. So I'm going to click on here because I have 6 that I need to do with her on reorders. Okay, so this right here, you'll see all the different things that I need to follow up on. So then therefore, I only need to send one email. But you'll also see that in these journeys, you're going to be reminded 3 times. And it was hard for me to wrap my head around it when we first started these. I assumed that they were being sent. Okay, these are just for reminders for you to send them. Okay, so make sure you know that and stuff like that. So then you just have to determine really kind of what view you like. And stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go into another one, Amber here, because I want to show you something when I go to her profile, even from here, okay? Because this is where you'll notice I have things that I need to follow up with her as well. And excuse me, while we go to the contact details, this is where, again, you can go to contacts. Oops, I might have just went to contacts for me. So when you look at this preferred client, so you'll see that I have these bugs right here, right? I don't know why her phone number is not clicking up, but that's something that I just need to make sure that it's a mobile phone. Okay, so I have it set up just her home phone. It's not going to come up right here. So what's great about here is I can click on either one of these bugs right here that are highlighted, so Messenger or Facebook, and I can go directly to that. So when I go to her edit, this is again how simple it is. So then I have her information all right here, and then I can place her. So what you do is you just go to her Messenger or you go to her Facebook profile, and then that's where you cut and paste it right directly into here. And then you go directly to those things. So it's very, very simple in that way. So so when I move her cell phone number here, then I can click here, and especially if I'm doing it on my phone, I can go and text her immediately. Same thing through email and stuff like that. So I must have something set up in here that she doesn't want to receive emails, and that's probably why it's not highlighted. Yeah, so see, I'll take it off here. I might have to go, I think I have to go into, I don't know why it's not letting me edit this. I'm going to have to go into her profile online and edit it that way. And that's something that I know that I'm going to make a note to make sure that they make that easier. Okay, so you'll see here, here's a sales stage. And I will be honest with you right now, I'm not really focusing on here because then this will just go into, so you basically click it and you know that that's where you are with that person. Okay, so does that make sense? So, okay, I'm at the replenishing stage. Okay, and then maybe with Amber, I'm at the cross-sell stage. So I'm upselling her now. I need to upsell her into a different product line. Maybe it's auto ship. And then it also sees if you actually asked that client, that preferred client, to join your team. So that is what is with the sales stage. And sometimes I would just say, just keep it simple in this. And then so you'll see here the different tasks that are open. Okay, so these are my tasks that are still in my to-do list. Okay, these are my tasks that I have completed with her. Okay, so and then you'll see the completed date, and these are the due dates. I mean, it's just one that it'll just keep there and stay there. And these are the journey dates, or sorry, the journey types. So this is that renewal that I clicked in the settings that you remember. And these are the product journeys that she's on. So every time they place an order, so regardless if it's nutrition, mascara, skincare, they all have it set up to say, okay, mascara is like every 3-month order, right? So then they're going to send a reminder to you prior to 10 days or and stuff like that to remind you that this so-and-so client needs to replenish their mascara. So everyone will have its own journey time. So you'll see that. And details, you'll see, like, here's the task, the details. I know I kind of jumped around here. So this is where you'll have that information and stuff here. So interests. This is where you're going to ask them to fill out the getting to know you form. Okay, so when they fill out the getting to know you form, or you already know some of the things, then you can actually click it and save it. Okay, and make and you know, you could even click a star of where they are here. I've not really, again, I told you there's so many different things that you can do in the CRM. And this My Office Pro, that I just want you guys to keep it simple until you really get it down and you're really creating that income potential and getting those reorders. I wouldn't focus on a lot of things, but the simplicity of it all. So this is something you can go in and add to later. Because if you're anything like me, I'm one of those that I can't get overwhelmed or I won't do it at all, right? So that's something to really think about. This is where you can create and add notes. So if you talk to them or if they said something, you'll see that I have, you know, her information right here of a note, so I know what her information is. And then this is communication. So this is where you can actually to see where you are with this in the essence of emails and what you've sent and all of that stuff there. This is what I love. You can actually see the different order history and also the purchased products. What I also love is how many times do you feel like, okay, I don't know what else to recommend, or when you need to get to that cross-selling or that upselling of products. So then Armand has also done this, to where you can go and say, I want to view actually what products I would recommend with this shake order, right? So then you'll see these top 3 things that you could recommend for them to add to an order. Okay, that's how brilliant this side of things are. So, and you'll see this one was the chai protein, so that's why it says not available to add to the bag. And that's where you can add it directly to the bag right here, okay? And here, this is one thing that I love, and you'll notice that there's actually more journeys now. Like only like a couple of weeks ago, did they add the different journeys. So you'll see that the journey that she's on right now is a product reorder journey. So once now that I'm back home and I'm starting to feel a little bit better, what I'm going to be doing is going into my journeys and making sure that I'm going to click right here, and then I'll show you, and I'll go ahead and add her to it. But the journey that I'm going to be adding her to, because they've just added it, is the order satisfaction journey. Okay, so I want to make sure that she's added to this journey. I'm going to take you to the journey tab in here in just a second. But while we're here, I'm just going to click, maybe, and add her to this journey. Okay, so you'll see it just also says, okay, well, just once an order is placed, you will be sent a reminder for order satisfaction, to the point to where you're going to know where that order is, to make sure that they received the order, and so on and so forth. So that's what's great. And honestly, I have placed orders from here, and I have upgraded orders from here. And it is so simple and so easy. I actually sometimes come here if I'm home or on something instead of the app sometimes, but you can do it in many different ways there. So any questions on contacts? So I'm going to go back to my to-dos and show you guys that. But now you'll see that she's active on 2 product journeys. Any questions yet? Making sense? Okay. So then you also see here when this is where I come. And when I first, it'll also open to this when you first come. So, because this is where my focus, I want your focus to always be. Unless you don't have any, then that's when you're going to go into your leads and contacts. And then that's even an additional coaching side, to where it's like, okay, what emails would I be sending? Or, what would be my next steps, right? So yeah, so you can choose the view of different things right here as well. So that's what's so great about it. And you can also click to filter. This is where you can go right here and add a contact, my email, and add a task, all right there, and then where you can actually see your calendar. This is the getting to know you form. So when we go to the journey, and when you click it, when you set up that you want your people to be added to the journey, it's going to remind you what people now you need to send this getting to know you journey. What's great about it is when we get to the content, you're actually going to see exactly the different email templates that are already going to be set up for you. So you'll see this. You can send the link. Okay, you can send the link to where they fill this out, and that's all. And then you will also get a reminder saying that you had someone actually fill out the getting to know you journey. Okay, so that's what's really good about it too. What I love about it is one thing that I did notice that wasn't on here. So is the extra money kind of thing. So that was not on there anymore. So anyhow, any questions on my to-do? Anything? So your goal is, so you'll notice I don't have any leaves, so I got some work to do, right? But I have my bird, I have some fruit, and that kind of thing. So did you have questions? I think she actually did unmuted herself.
This is really exciting.
Okay, so again.
Very exciting.
If I scream, I start coughing. If I scream or laugh, I start coughing. So that's why I'm not as, I am excited about this, but it makes me cough that way. So you'll see in contacts, you can search this way. And okay, I was like, why are they not writing them down? So you'll see that I have my leads and prospects here, right? So I can go here and I can sort and filter in this to where I can actually even email. So like if I want to do all or leads or product interest or assign a journey and stuff like that, like the brand awareness, we'll go into that in a second. And then you'll see the leads and prospects so that you'll see that it's able to be filtered, okay? And so then I know it's all filtered at prospects at all stages, all product interests, and all journeys assigned. I can actually go here, select an email directly from here. And then I also can add a prospect. So you'll see that filter. I'm just going to take it off here. Same thing, you can search. You can actually change the filter here to where it's like alphabetical and stuff like that, interest level and everything. So that's where you'll see that, okay? Any questions on that? And so you'll know team's not there yet, but it will be, but the PC's clients and leads and prospects. Any questions before we jump into the journeys? So the journeys, these are so good because these are the ones I love. This is what I love most about my Office Pro is this, because it really has helped me tenfold, okay, in getting product reorders. And Aislinn knows that I've always wanted to be a rock star like her in the journeys, or sorry, not the journeys, but follow-up. And so this is where I'm going to try to catch up with her. Still not going to be as good as her, but I'm going to catch up with her. So you'll see here, what it tells you is when you say show more, this explains how the journeys will work. Okay, so once the order is placed, that client is automatically placed on a journey. And in that journey, when it's time for a refill 10 days prior to the suggested reorder date, that is where you're going to see your first task created with that client. So say for an example, it's a protein shake. So it's a 30-day supply. So you're going to get it 20 days after they've ordered a shake. Okay? So that's just an example. So then it's going to send you another follow-up reminder to make sure that you have, if you have not yet in this first follow-up thing, if you have not clicked it to say, okay, this task is completed, they've placed an order, then it's going to continue to send you the second and third follow-up until you've had that successful reorder. Okay, so that's something that's so great, is it's going to breathe down your neck like mine. And say, okay, you still haven't followed up with them and stuff like that. So you'll see in this as well. So this is the order satisfaction. I'm actually going to go into the nutrition prep here in a second. So when you click on this journey, you're going to see the overview, but then you're also going to see the contacts on this journey. And that's what I love about this. Again, so it's going to explain to you kind of, you know, an example of what you'll want to send out on this side. And then also you'll see, well, the only one I have on here right now, because it was just new right before GTC, it should show up on here. So you'll see that these are my preferred clients. So you'll also see what progress they are on the journey. So you'll also see a waiting order and say thanks, right? So you'll see all these like, oh my God, you guys, like you understand how brilliant this is? So exciting. So you'll notice that you'll go to my to-do and you'll go to your journeys and then you'll click on these to find out where they are in that. So you see that I have a lot awaiting to be on a new order, okay? So I have a lot of work to do before the end of this month. So you'll see that. So we're gonna go back to the journeys and then I wanna show you how amazing the nutrition one is, okay? So when we go into the nutrition one, this one is the prep for the 30 days. So this is the ones that you'd be sending out those emails, and it'll be, you know, the 2 days after adding to the journey and so on and so forth. So you'll see how amazing that is. Then you also see the contacts on this journey, and I don't have any on this journey yet, obviously, but it's going to show you where they are in that journey, okay? Because again, these were just literally added right before GTC. So when we go back here, you'll see, I'm gonna go here, and then again, show more just shows you an example of what that looks like. And then you see the 30 days to healthy looking skin and prep, and then the program. So again, you'll be able to click on here, see the journey, see how it works. So like, is that not so exciting to have that right there and then? So you'll see again, I can't remember if I have added anybody. So what you also see here is these are like call your client on the first day of that. So you'll see them just like it was on the order satisfaction one, right? These are going to be those that you're going to see that track. How they are doing on their third day and so on. So you'll see the status of those. So once you put them on this journey, it's going to remind you how to follow up with them. And then you also will be able to track that. Okay, so is that not so exciting on how amazing that is? Like, to me, it's like, oh my God. So you'll see all these different journeys. So basically, since I've started, we've only really had the product reorder, the getting to know you journey to play with and stuff like that. But now we have added these other ones in there as well. So just know when you add people to a journey, they're not going to automatically be getting in emails. The emails are still going to have to be clicked and done by you. Okay, so just remember that. So when we go into contacts, does anybody have any questions about the journeys yet? Or is it they've kind of pretty much made it self-explanatory, right, of how what to expect. Okay, so when we go here, these are the templates, these are additional links, and these are saved emails. And then also, everything that's in the digital toolkit is all right here as well. So easy for you to share and different stuff like that. So I'm just going to go into templates because what happens is I'll show you my saved emails and something that I want you guys to be very aware of and what's really a good thing, but you also need to pay attention to as well. This one right here is additional links and stuff like that. So when you go here, so you're going to see all these different things and product reorder, order satisfaction. So when you have those to-do lists that to do, right, on that first thing created for you to do. So I could go to that contact and say, okay, so I know that Amber needs to be that first follow-up email. Okay, so I would go there. So I can even show you how to do it from the contacts, or you can go from here and you can have, like, you'll do the email once it comes up, if it's coming up. Okay, what I love about this is you'll see the first one. Okay, so this is the first email that they would receive to remind them that they need to refill. You can go here, search your clients, because if you're needing to do 20 clients with that same email, you can actually go and search and add all 20 of those, and they're all going to, so I'll just go here and show you. So I'm going to search Amber, right? So it could be that my computer's like over 10 years old too. It needs to be cleaned out. Okay, so here, I'm going to push the search. I forgot to push the search button. So I know it's Amber Arnold that I want to send it to, okay? So then I'm going to go, and then I added it to the go. Might take a bit. Anyhow, so if my internet's not that slow, but what happens is I can send it to a multitude of people in that, and I don't know why it's not come up yet. So you'll also see here, so you'll see hi, and then these little indentation things, and then first name, last name. Do not touch that. You can edit this email. You can do whatever you want. You can add a link, and then you can say, okay, I love this email the way this is because it's more me. Then you can save that email, okay? And then that's the email that you can name it, anything you want, and then do that. And so you'll see that that's what it looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the preview of what it would look like. So you'll also see that this template right here is Canada. So this is one thing that I'll go back and show you. So this is the email that they would receive, and this is what it would look like. And for some reason, I don't know where my picture went. So, so then that just shows you a preview of what they're going to be getting. You can also change this picture as well. So just know that. So here, so you'll just click on this image, and then you'll go all to the images, and then you can say, I like that one, but nah, I don't know if I really like it. Okay, so maybe it's more. When I look at doing these, I look at saving them as a template. So if it is my first reorder email, at the beginning I used theirs, and then now I've started to, kind of save my own flair on that email. So you'll see, it's going to take my computer lifetime to download these, but so you'll see that there's going to be different options and templates that you can do for that header. Okay, so that's kind of where that is. And any questions on that so far? So you'll see that these are all drop down things that you can do. I would suggest adding everybody on your list to getting to know you journey, and those that have ordered in the last 6 months are going to be added to a product journey and stuff like that. So those that will be there as well. So you'll see that you also can do different templates that are just product, preferred clients, hosts, and also thank yous and special occasions and different things with those email templates. I'm going to go to my saved emails, and this is what I want to show you here. So you'll see that I only have 2 emails saved here, but when we first started this, they weren't aware, like this is why we worked through it. So I have the rest of mine saved on the US side. So this is what's so great about it, is that even if you want to filter it to say, I'm going to send these to my contacts in the UK or my contacts in the United States, then I can have those same emails and links saved, but in a US currency if there's any currency involved, right? So these are the emails that I have saved in this regard. So say for an example, let's go to happy anniversary, Arbonne anniversary. So you'll see I've put in here my own little spin. So this is actually a link to the bestsellers and so on and so forth. Okay, so you'll see that that's the email preview that I've saved. So then therefore it saves even that time of when I want to even go and send an email. So that is, so you'll see here that all content will be provided in English Canada, right? So say I want to go and make sure that I'm in the US, then I'm going to go to these, right? So that's just something to remember. When you're saving those emails, that you're in the right country still. Okay, you shouldn't flip flop anyway. But if you're wanting to do the same thing for your U.S. Contacts, then you can do the same. But maybe you're attaching a different link if it's relevant. Okay, so I'm actually going to go here, and I'm going to actually show you, and then I'm going to close it for questions. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to show you, excuse me. So then I need to remind her it's time to order. Okay, so I'm going to go, and that email's already done, right? And it is already going to be sent. So if I want to change anything, if I want to add a link, I can add a link to that email and different things like that. If I like the email, if I haven't done it yet, and this is the first one I'm sending anybody at all, then this is where you might want to make it your own, okay, or not if you want to save time, okay? So because if you want to say, okay, these are the first, so when you get your first reminder of, oh, okay, it's ready for a so like you'll see the title. Are you ready for a refill? So that title is that first reminder 10 days prior to needing to restock their product. Okay, so if you wanted it to do different or add a link or anything like that, do it right here. Fix it up and then add it to your saved emails, and then that one will come up for options, and then you can send it directly from that. But again, if you want to do it in bulk, you can also do it that way as well. This is one thing that they changed for me, because I said, can we have less steps to where I don't have to go anywhere else, kind of thing. So this is where you can mark all of them as done and different stuff like that. So any questions that you guys have? So what this is doing is you can actually go to your Google Calendar, but it can also be allowed to be attached to your Me account, okay? Any questions?
So if you have, let's say, because I'm that kind of girl, I have multiple Gmail accounts, but you only want, like, your main one you're going to connect that you're going to send out of. But so I need to just basically get out of my contacts from my other ones, download it as a CSV and re-upload.
Yes, I would add them to your Google account first before you upload your Google account.
Yeah.
I would merge them, yes.
Okay. Too late. Oh well.
It's okay. You know what? Maybe you might not. Maybe there's less in the other ones and those kind of things, or you can put it in a CVS file. I mean, you're brilliant in those kind of ways too, to where maybe you have that option in those settings as well. So like when you go back to settings and you go to Contact Manager, this is where you can export these from a CVS file or import them or anything like that. So you'll have that.
Yeah, that's kind of where, because I did my Google account and the Facebook I've connected now, and that's and actually that was my other question. The Facebook account, like when you scroll down, just scroll down on the page you have up on screen. Yep. Right there it says
that's
Facebook. Right. So that, then they're not messaging your personal Facebook Messenger, they're messaging your business messenger, correct?
No, they still are. It still will. This is only to set it up, because in my profile, I'll still get it from, I'm actually not really, I've messaged a few from my Facebook, but it really, it has never went there, but I haven't really had a lot of people message me back on that. But because when I go profile, so you'll see I have two different ones on here, right? So
right. Me too.
Still able to load your personal page. So when you go to my signature, so this bug right here, so if they go click on that, it's going to actually take them to my personal page and not my business page.
Thank you. That was actually my next question, because I wasn't sure which was the better one to choose. So thank you.
So when you go to not notifications,
profile.
Actually, when you see on the profile and you go down to edit your signature, that's where you can choose which box is there.
So in your signature, is it worthwhile then, if you're not going to have if the Facebook link that you have, like I'm putting my website, my mobile, my email, and my signature, whereas I'm just thinking, like, the email, I can see why not to put that. Because, I mean, it's coming from your email, so you don't need to repeat it.
Yeah, and I don't know why my website was on there. I think that I needed to relook at this. But, and even if you don't use Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn, don't worry about putting all of that stuff in. I just had those profiles, so I put it on there.
No, I'm
different stuff like that.
Yeah, my LinkedIn, so I don't have, okay. I've kept it kind of more simple, so okay. Awesome, thank you. Other than that, it looks pretty good, and I've loaded up a bunch of stuff already, so surprise.
Yeah, so you notice that my signature just changed, because I don't know why my website wasn't on there. But so you'll see that. So any other questions that you guys have? Like, I want to know, so you want to set up, you're going to have a Gmail account. You're going to have it. So setting it up, it still can be attached to your Outlook email, Leanne. So that's nothing. Yeah, so you'll need to have a Google one to set it up so it links not only to a calendar, and believe me, I bought this one and bought this one and bought this one with Google, but it was easier for us to integrate so many other things in Google than it was for an Apple program. So that's one of the reasons why we went with Google after a long fight for me. So yes, you will have to set up a Google account and stuff like that. Yeah, it usually works quite well for them to link because it's just done on your own settings. Okay, so that's something to always remember, that it's just on your own setting that you can link it. Like I've already linked my Google Calendar to my iCloud calendar. Okay, so that can be done in that. And I will tell you that was the only about it, but it is fixed now of how simple it is to link the two and stuff. But if you do have trouble, just make sure to reach out to me in regards to being able to link all of that. See, I already had a Google email and a Me email, so it wasn't that difficult because it didn't need to link them, but I've linked emails before, like you basically forward it to the other email and stuff like that. So just know though, when you do send an email we'll say that email that has set up in Arbonne. So when you reply to them, it's going to actually reply from the email that they don't know. Okay, and they do have this set up to where this will not go into people's spams. So keep that in mind too in the efforts of linking. Okay, so Justine, were you talking?
Yeah, so I want to link my Google Calendar to my iCalendar, and I'm going to do that through Google, or am I going to do that through Apple?
You're going to do that through Google.
Okay. And
you'll have to kind of you almost have to do it on both sides. Because your iCloud account is also going to have to accept it, right?
Yes. Okay.
All right, guys. I'm stopping there because the rest of it she's just finishing up and closing out. I wanted to give you guys kind of the 5 highlights of tonight to break down and to simplify your calls to action if you're wanting to take advantage of this system. The first thing that you want to do is, if this is the first time you've ever heard this information, it can be a lot if you're not real tech savvy. That would be me. So I had to invest time in learning it. So I listened to this a couple of times. Repetition is always a teacher. So the first thing that I would do as your first call to action is I would go into your CRM and I would watch those little videos that are at the top of each one of the tabs, because the video that plays is specific to that page and it will help you to fill that out and get yourself set up. So watch the little 4 or 5 minute little YouTube. Some of them are even 2 minutes. Watch those little videos and then do that section and break it down that way to simplify. The second thing you need to do is get a Gmail account if you do not have one. I did not have one. So most of you, if you don't know how to set up a Gmail account, some of you have children that could probably set that up for you. The millennials know how to set up an email account. So what I did is I set up a Gmail account that fed into my tammyclinton@myarbonne.com email address, so that my Gmail is now feeding into one account. So you can get that done and be ready for that. The third thing that I would do is make sure that you set your CRM up completely. And the way that you know, and I did not know this until just recently, so this is a really good thing here to share with you. You remember the branch with the leaves and the little blue bird? If you get a little blue bird on your branch, that means you are set up. I did not know that. And so that's a good little thing for you to see, to know that you've completely set up your profile and all the things that you need to get your CRM done. And then number 4 is I would create a day in the week that you're going to take care of your task. So the thing that I'm going to utilize probably more than anything is the reorders for my clients and being able to reach out to them and the birthdays and all of that. So I'm super excited about having that, and it's going to alert me every Monday. I'm going to have a my task listed, and with that task, I'm going to be able to send out one email as a group to each one of those, and they're going to get it individually to remind them as far as a reorder. And then the 5th thing is I would rewatch this recording. Again, I can't emphasize enough, repetition is a teacher. Repetition is a teacher. Repetition is a teacher. And just know that the more you see it, the more you're hands-on, the more you're going to learn. If you were on this call tonight and you were not doing the hands-on and you were trying to just listen in on this call, that's going to be a very confused mind. You really have to be hands-on while you're watching this video and doing it so that you kind of get a feel for it. It simplifies the process. You start understanding because you're seeing it on your screen and all of that. So I hope that that helps. Sonia Shields is going to finish us out tonight. She is actually stepping out of her nation meeting right now. Hold on just a second. She just texted me to answer any questions. So if you have any questions, she'll be getting with us momentarily. She's stepping out of her nation meeting and going to be fielding questions. She was part of the CRM task team that did this with Arbonne. So she's very much, very knowledgeable on the system and is teaching a lot of different people and even key leaders in the business how to do this system. So I'm excited for her to come on. Is there any questions? Let me look into the chat while she jumps on. Okay. Let's see what we've got here, if there's any questions that maybe I can answer. This has been recorded, so we will be posting that tonight.
Tammy, I had a question.
Okay. Lauren, go ahead and try, and if I can't, then Sonia can.
Okay. My question is, like, I do a monthly email newsletter, and it's not just to my clients. It's actually to anybody who ever fills out a profile with me. So everybody I ever come in contact with as far as Arbonne. So is there going to be a way that we can send our newsletter through this? Because otherwise I'm going to have to put my people in like my newsletter system and in this system. Is there any way that they can integrate?
Yes, there is a way, and they are actually working on that, Lauren, because I do the same thing. I have a newsletter that I send out through a different email server, and they are working on getting that to integrate a newsletter type format. So stand by on that, because I've got an appointment with them tomorrow, and I'll ask them the status of that. But they told me 2 weeks ago they were working on that. So good question. All right, Sonia is with us. Sonia, are you with us? I seen you on here, but I don't see you on the Zoom. Let's see ya.
Hi, can you see me? Can you hear me, Tammy?
I can hear you, Sonia. Thank you so much.
Okay.
We have
for sure.
Training. Thank you so much for sharing that with our team. Anybody want to
welcome.
and ask Sonia a question? She stepped out of her meeting for us, so feel free to ask her a question. You look beautiful, sister.
Oh, I know. I actually took a shower today because I had my meeting. So normally, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, this new technology and have to show my face now. It's like, I liked it when we hid behind just the conference call.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Anybody have a question for Sonia?
Hey, Sonia.
Hi.
Hi, it's Yvonne here from Adelaide in Australia. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi, I've loved your training. I've actually been using the CRM since it came out. But I've got quite a global business, and in Google Contacts, you put in the country, you have to link them to a country to get the code up. And I understand on the CSV where you want to integrate them into the CRM, you then have to go through and remove so many details. Is there a way? I haven't done it because every time I've attempted it, it keeps reducing the amount of information that I actually really need in there, and I want to keep the information in there. Is it in my interest to hang back and not integrate my contacts just yet until they manage that a little bit better?
So you're doing it with the CSV file, right? Instead of just transferring it just normal.
It won't allow me to transfer normal because of the country code for all my countries.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, actually. I think that, Tammy, I don't know. Have you heard of that yet? Because I haven't, but I think that this is something that maybe Tammy and myself can check this out first. Like, give us a day or so to I can reach out to Katie and to find out exactly how we can do that with the country codes and all of that, to where it's a little bit more simple and where you're not going to lose all the information that's in your contacts already, right? And then also remember, just to note, since it is global, when you save emails, they're going to be saved in the country that you're currently saving them from. So if you want that same email, it needs to go into each. You can duplicate it, but you're going to have to duplicate it in under each country. Does that make sense? Kind of like the source is operated right now.
Yes.
Right? So if you have any saved emails, if you go in, like normally if you're from Australia, your saved emails will all be done in Australia.
Yes.
And then so then anytime other emails are sent globally, then if you want the same ones, then you'll do it globally, just like the source.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. But let us, Tammy, just touch base with me tomorrow so we can reach out to Katie on that CSV.
Great.
Sonia, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
I can.
I have a question regarding the email. I've been sending my thank yous through the CRM, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't real sure what it means when it says do not disturb the text in double braces. But when you customize when you customize the email and you put their name in, you're not
you don't touch anything that says that's in brackets, because what happens is if you're sending in a bulk email, that person's name, even though you're sending it in a bulk, it's going to personally be sent as if you only sent it to that person. So that's why you don't want to touch anything that's in a bracket, because it's not going to go like that. It's actually going to be sent to, so if you sent an email to Sally, but you sent 30 other emails, Sally's still going to get an individual email stating her name.
Okay. If I was just sending an individual email, though, should I personalize
it'll still send that name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Any other questions?
So I know I'm excited about this. Like, I love it. I don't know if I talked about it in the video, but I was one that needed huge support in follow-up, right? And this is something that has allowed me to continue to build a strong reorder business and also still build a business of consultants. So, and then what is coming is actually where you'll see when you click on team, right? My team on the CRM, that is going to be available. I know that we're just starting the task force to go over that, to where, like, even if I know you might have a question to say, if you've been in this business long enough, you have consultants that quit this business and then they're just purchasing product and stuff like that. This is going to be available to where you can actually reach to those just as if they were preferred clients and clients. So that aspect of it is coming. We just wanted to make sure that most of the base of the CRM was running perfect and stuff like that. So yeah.
I have another question. Regarding the getting to know you profile, what do you believe is the best way to get your existing clientele or grandfather consultants to fill that out? We've used social media, but is that really the best way to do that, or to manually do it ourselves?
I think it's kind of like that Diet Coke commercial. It's kind of like, just be you, right? Be you. Like, if you're not that person, I'm not that person that's going to post it on social media. I'm going to be actually sending it, or I have a saved email that I actually have for the getting to know you, that if they fill it out, then they're going to get a special gift from me for filling it out. And that special gift is maybe just a little sample, right? Like a little hand cream or something like that and stuff like that. So, that's something that I do with the getting to know you document. Is I've seen it posted, but I don't want, I want to make sure that I'm getting the right people in that getting to know you form, right? And I find social media, you might not get that. You might be getting just everybody filling it out, right? So I think that it's really, if you're a social media guru and you know how to work that, then that's what I would do.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And then at our presentations, do you advise having them do it online versus on a piece of paper, or?
Yeah. Sorry. People were just leaving here. Okay. So re-ask your question.
On the getting to know you form at your presentations, we usually have them fill out a profile form as one of their first steps. Do you recommend doing that on the computer instead of on the paper and just passing it around at the presentation, or just manually inputting it?
Yeah, afterwards? Like I would even think sending it even prior. Like, you know what I mean? Like, send it to them prior to where you can even see maybe what the majority of people are interested in, so you can go deeper into it versus there. I think that doing it there would be a little complicated and time consuming as well. And I think it would lose the focus of a presentation. So that's something, so like I would send it to your host. So the getting to know you journey, getting to know you document is filled out prior.
Okay, that's a great idea. Thank you.
All right.
And then, sorry, I seen something in the chat. What did it say, Tammy? Here, I'll take you where everybody's sitting.
As an invite. So, I love any last questions for Sonia?
Yes. Sorry. I just have one other. You know, at the top of your CRM, it said the contact information, get to know you. You can link it to your website. How do you get it to stick on your website? Because when you click on it, it just opens into the getting to know you form, but there's no option to save it or make it stay there.
Do you leave it in your signature? Everybody, this is Lindsay. I just about did. That was fast. Okay, so sorry, Yvonne. So linking it to your website, you know when you have your signature that you've created, your signature for your email? I'm trying to just remember the signature for the website of where you...
Sonia, on the signature bit, it just gives you the links to your Facebook, your Instagram, your Voxer, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But I thought that the way I read it was that if you clicked on it, it would link straight through to your website, so that people coming onto your website.
Yes, it should. Yeah.
But it doesn't do that.
It's not doing that? So, Tammy, why don't you send that with Yvonne's too? And then we'll make sure that there's nothing like missing on hers, because Katie will help us. Because I know I had a girl actually having an issue with it, and Katie was actually helped us with an email issue thing that was happening with hers. It just wouldn't work, right? So so we'll just make sure that something's just not glitching in your, because I'll also, in the meantime, when I get done here, I will check mine too to make sure that it's also linking.
Yvonne,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Facebook message me, Yvonne, those questions, okay? Facebook message me those. Last thing, Sonia, and then we'll go ahead and go. In the chat, it says, I'm trying to send the email. It just spins and goes back to the same page. No confirmation that it was sent.
Okay, sorry, Tammy, what was that?
It says, trying to send the email. It just spins and goes back to the same page. No confirmation that it was sent.
One way you can see if it has been sent is if you go to that contact and then go to communications. And then you can actually go down, click on the Gmail thing, and you can actually see what has actually been sent. And then, and so if that's the case too, that has been an issue. So Katie did fix it with one of my girls with that email not connecting somehow and stuff too. So, but you can also see before you even, like, if it's not saying that it's totally sent, then if you go into that individual contact and you go to communications, down to the emails, then you'll be able to see exactly what's been sent.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Sonia, thank you so much for your time.
Mm-hmm. Was there one more chat there? I was going to see here.
It's the same question.
Okay, same one. Okay.
So, Lindsay and Erica, if you have that continue to happen in your email, reach out to fielddevelopment@arbonne.com. Send them an email, and they will get right back with you to figure out what that glitch is, if there is one. Okay.
And Tammy, if there's anything else, like if they have any other questions after that they come up with after, just message me.
Okay, perfect.
And then we can definitely answer it that way too.
That sounds great.
Yep.
Thank you guys for hanging out and camping with me tonight. It's bedtime where I live, so you guys have a good rest of your night, and thank you so much for joining us for our class. I hope that this has been helpful to you. Love you guys.